Smartwatches used to be simple accessories, tiny mirrors of your phone that counted your steps and buzzed with notifications. But that era is over. Google just changed the game with the Gemini AI watch. It's no longer about telling time. This isn't just a timepiece, it's your first direct link to the world around you. What's wild is that it's not about the specs or the features. It's about what this represents. Google is turning AI into something as foundational as the roads we drive on or the power lines that light up our homes. Gemini is becoming a layer between you and the world, shaping your thoughts, your habits, and your next move. And it starts with something as familiar as a watch. This watch isn't meant for you to simply check the time or your steps. It's designed to learn from you, to act with you. You don't scroll through endless menus anymore. You don't tap endlessly. You just speak your mind, mid-workout, mid-walk, in the middle of your busy life, and the watch just does it. No friction. No delay. Right now, a lot of people are excited. Finally, they say, I don't have to remember my locker number at the gym. But think about what that really means. You're handing over not just your data, but your context, where you are, what you're doing, even how you're feeling. You're handing over your reliance, bit by bit, to a system that's built to adapt to your every move. This isn't just AI as a tool, it's AI as a partner in your decision-making, a layer that sits between you and the choices you make every day. And that's why it's strategic. Google doesn't just want you to use Gemini. They want you to live in it. They want Gemini to be a quiet, invisible layer of intelligence that sits behind everything you do. You'll no longer think of using an app or launching a feature. You'll just say what's on your mind, and Gemini will fill in the rest. It's not limited to your watch, either. It's moving into your car, your TV, your headset, and even your glasses. Google wants Gemini to become your environment itself. This shift is massive. Once you start relying on it to think for you, the device doesn't really matter anymore. The watch, the car, the TV, it's all just surfaces. Gemini follows you, learns from you, and eventually starts to make choices on your behalf. If you're just looking for a new smartwatch, you're missing the point. This is about replacing your interface with the world with something that's always on, always predicting, and eventually, always deciding. Picture this for a moment, you're out for a run. Your phone's in your locker, your hands are full, but you suddenly remember you need to keep track of your locker number. Instead of fumbling for your phone, you just say, Gemini, remember I'm using locker 43 today. No tapping. No digging through menus. Your watch understands you because you spoke like a human, not like a robot. It doesn't need perfect grammar or commands, it just gets what you're saying. Or imagine you're leaving the grocery store with arms full of bags. Your phone pings with a new email, but you don't want to juggle everything to read it. You simply ask, Gemini, summarize my last email, and it tells you exactly what you need to know without you having to stop or even slow down. That's not just convenience, it's a new kind of relationship with your tech. It's about cutting out the small interruptions that take your focus away from what matters. Gemini doesn't just remember things. It connects to every part of your digital world, your calendar, Gmail, Maps, Docs, and more. If your friend emails you a restaurant recommendation and you forget it later, you don't need to search through a dozen apps. You just ask, hey, what was that restaurant Sarah mentioned? And Gemini pulls it up instantly. That kind of seamless context, the way it can pull together threads from everywhere and hand you the answer in natural language, makes it feel less like a device and more like a partner. And this isn't limited to just Google's own Pixel devices. Google is working with Samsung to bring Gemini to Galaxy watches, starting with their next update. When you combine that with the new Galaxy Buds 3, you get a system that's not just reactive, it's predictive. You can ask for things without lifting a finger, and the answers flow right into your routine. Gemini is also expanding to TVs. Your living room isn't just a place to watch movies anymore. Gemini can turn your TV into a proactive assistant that can do everything from showing you top news stories to helping your kids learn about the solar system. Want to know what's playing in theaters or which movies are safe for kids? Just ask. Want to dim the lights and start movie night? Say the word. It's all part of making your environment itself feel alive. Google's big move is clear, they want Gemini to be everywhere, not just on your wrist or in your pocket. They're moving fast, too. Later this year, Gemini is coming to Android XR, Google's new platform for extended reality. When Samsung's headset drops, Gemini will be there to guide you through a 3D world, helping you plan trips or even pull up stats while you watch a game. It's going to feel like having a travel agent, a tour guide, and a personal assistant all in one, floating around your living room. The possibilities are amazing, but let's not forget what's happening here. Google isn't just giving you a smarter watch or headset. They're building an environment where you don't have to think about the interface at all. It just works, blending into your life until you can't imagine going without it. The convenience is incredible, but it also raises a question: how much of your daily thinking are you willing to hand over to AI? The same system that lets you remember a locker number at the gym or find a good movie for your kids can also start to guide bigger choices. It learns how you speak, what you like, where you go, and what you prioritize. And once it has that, it doesn't just respond, it shapes. It predicts. It nudges. That's where the real power lies, not in the features, but in the way it can slowly become your default mode of thinking. That's why it's so important to pay attention now. Gemini is just getting started. Today, it's summarizing your emails and helping you find restaurants. Tomorrow, it could be deciding which news stories you see or what you prioritize during your day. It's moving so fast, and the line between convenience and dependence is getting thinner every day. So what's next? AI glasses that show you answers in real time, everywhere you look. AI headsets that turn your living room into an immersive planning tool. Gemini's not stopping at your wrist, it's expanding to every corner of your digital life. The real question isn't whether Gemini is useful. It obviously is. The question is how much of yourself you're willing to hand over to an algorithm that never stops listening, never stops learning, and never stops suggesting. That's the future Google is building with Gemini. And if you're curious about where it all leads, about the headsets, the glasses, and the entire environment that's coming next, I've got another video breaking that all down. Check that out if you're interested. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about this future, or do you feel we're moving too quickly? Drop a comment with your thoughts, and if you found this valuable, hit like and subscribe to see more of what's coming. Because this isn't just the next watch or the next gadget, it's the start of a whole new way of living with AI.